It's Wulf, and it is once again another First 15. This game is Rapture Rejects. Unfortunately, though, I wasn't actually able to play it. So, this game, I'm not making a Wulf tried to play video for this game because I have, in fact, played this game before when it was in alpha a long time ago, like a year or two ago. So, I actually do have stuff to say about this game because I have played it before. However, when I tried to play the game for this video, I couldn't find anybody playing online, and I think that I've seen other people on like the Steam reviews page and stuff saying kind of similar things that not really anybody is playing this. I tried to connect to every server, every region that this game had, and I just couldn't get into a match. It would go through like the full 3-minute waiting for a match thing, and then it just would like stop because it wouldn't find any matches. So that kind of sucks. This game is seemingly dead because it was actually a really cool game, I thought, when I played the alpha of it. I'm a little bit surprised that tinyBuild sent this to me because it doesn't really seem to have many players playing. So, I mean, they know that, so I'm a little bit surprised that they sent it to me, even though there was like a likelihood that I was not going to be able to get into a game. But I do have stuff to say about this game, so I'm going to talk about it while you guys can watch the gameplay, I guess, of me trying to search for a match. So this game is based on the Cyanide and Happiness cartoon thing. It's like a comic strip, but it's also like an animation thing. There's a whole bunch of stuff with it. It's more than one medium, so it's not really like a comic strip. It's more like a set of comedic media. It's really funny. There's a ton of really funny skits that they have on YouTube and stuff. I would really heavily recommend checking it out. Sometimes they're not always the most like appropriate. Some of them can get a little bit raunchy and stuff, but overall, if you're like okay with that type of humor, they're really funny. So this game really does that really well, actually. It definitely feels like you're playing a Cyanide and Happiness skit. The overall story of the game is it's a battle royale game, and it takes place like after the Rapture has happened. So God has pretty much like taken all of the people that are gonna go to heaven and taken them to heaven, but everybody else left behind is like, wait a minute, and pretty much just like starts fighting, and that's sort of the overall explanation for it. This game is very, very funny when you actually do get to play it. The characters all look like just silly because that's kind of how the Cyanide and Happiness characters look. The comedy of it is just good. Like on the menu screen, you can choose to give your character quote unquote boobs or a dong or both if you want, which is quite the way about character customization. There's a bunch of different stuff for like hairstyles, and if I remember right, there were some other accessories that you can unlock and give your character to wear around and stuff. And then the actual like game itself is also very funny. However, this game suffered from a pretty major issue, at least in my opinion, and I think I saw other people complain about it too, because I was like in the Discord or whatever for the alpha of this game when it came out, and I think I remembered seeing other people say it. But the way that this game's camera angle works is very awkward. So it's a bird's eye view looking down on your character, and if you think of it like a square, like you're looking down on your character in the square around them, you're not actually looking at like a straight up and down square though. It's like an isometric square, so you're more so looking at like a diamond of your character. It's kind of hard to explain. It's one of those things where it's like a 2.5D view. I can't really show you guys in this gameplay because I didn't get any gameplay, but if you look up any gameplay of it, you'll see what I mean. And that doesn't work very well because it causes a lot of odd corners to show up when you're trying to play, and also it makes it really awkward for you to control your character with a keyboard because then they want to go like straight up and down, straight right and left, and it doesn't feel right because when you look at it, you're pressing up, but instead of your character going up, they're actually like going diagonal because the map is diagonal, and it just feels really, really weird, and that kind of threw a lot of people off, I think, when they were playing it, myself included, because it doesn't feel like a normal perspective for a game, and also in a game that is somewhat fast-paced like this because it's a battle royale, it doesn't really work when you kind of have to think a little bit more about like, wait, what direction am I actually going when I press this or that button? If they had just gone for a more traditional, like, square, I think, around the character. That would have worked a lot better. I think that it works for the art style, this point of view, but it doesn't necessarily work for the gameplay is the thing. And when the gameplay suffers, it doesn't really matter how good your game looks, because if people can't easily play it, then nobody's going to want to play it. So anyway, though, I think that's kind of all the thoughts that I have on Rapture Rejects. There's not really much of a point of me leaving the rest of the gameplay in here, because all it is just me not managing to get into any matches. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Like I said, this game is a really cool concept, but it just has a few fatal flaws, and the fact that it's challenging to actually get into a match also doesn't help. I think it'd be cool to see the developers maybe revisit it or update this or something and try to like address some of the things that weren't so great about it in the first place, because it's a really good idea for a game, but like I said, just the execution this time around wasn't necessarily as good as it could have been. But anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. See you in other ones, and bye-bye.